Hi, I'm Al Forster with AVF Consulting LLC. My website is avfconsults.com. In a previous video presentation, I talked about the stopwatch automation methodology for buying, holding, and selling stocks, and the fact that I've been able to average 12% a year or over 500% over the last 15 years in my stock portfolio. My latest version of a spreadsheet that makes use of this stopwatch automation methodology is called Get Stocks. And what I'd like to do here is present how to get started by downloading, installing, configuring, and using the Get Stocks application. So what's the first thing you do to get started? Well, first you would type you would log on to the openoffice.org website by going to Google and typing OODOWNLOADS and clicking on the OpenOffice.org download link. The server is smart enough to identify what kind of computer you have, whether it's a Microsoft Windows-based computer or an Apple Macintosh-based computer. You click the arrow and it automatically downloads the application. After completing that download, you will have a disk image called 000 3.2.0. You double click on it and it brings up an installer window for the Macintosh operating system. You would double click on the application folder, create a folder, I've called it Open Office, and drag the OpenOffice.org application as well as the license and README files into that directory, and you've basically installed the application on a Mac. If you are using a Windows-based computer, you'll do the download in a similar fashion and you'll double click on an installer icon that brings up the installation wizard for OpenOffice.org 3.2. Once you've installed the application, you double click on it, and on a Macintosh I usually right mouse click and select Options Keep in Dock so that I'll have access to the application whenever I want. It brings up a window that shows you what kinds of documents OpenOffice.org can generate. A word processing document, a spreadsheet, presentation, drawing, database, and formulas. We'll double click on Spreadsheet, open the window to take maximum benefit of your entire window. There's a little scroll bar on the right hand side so you can scroll to whatever size you want your document. I usually set it for about 70%. I type something in the A1 cell, I'll call it test, and then I go up to OpenOffice.org and select Preferences. It would be under Tools if you're on a IBM PC. It would be Tools and Options. And I would choose Security and select Macro Security Low. OK. The reason I do this is that if the macro security is set too high and you're doing an installation of this application, you'll get all kinds of nuisance windows popping up asking if you want to run the macros or not. So after setting your security low, you would go up and save this document. Usually I save it on the desktop. So save it on the desktop as test.ods, open Office spreadsheet document, and save it. And then I'd close Open Office. Next, I would go back to Safari or my web browser and to Google, and I would go up to the URL line and I'd select my website, which is, as I said at the beginning of this presentation, avfconsults.com. Take you to the website, tells you a little bit about myself. There's a video welcome page that talks a little bit about the GS-SWA-Instl-Cfg-Use1.m4v, the stopwatch automation methodology and GS-SWA. There's also several short tutorials that talk a little bit about how to apply the stopwatch automation methodology, how I have applied it, and also how the GS-SWA application can be used. And then there are a series of files you can download, terms and conditions, install and use. These are rich text formatted documents. There's also a TIFF file that shows all of the features of the GS-SWA application, and one that shows how the navigation pad is used. The navigation pad allows you to automatically download stock data from the internet and process it, create PDF files that can be viewed on any mobile device or many mobile devices, such as iPhones and iPads and Droids running the Google operating system. There's also control over hiding and showing 3-day data and hiding 3-day data and showing 1-day data, and for the header, compressing the header so you can view more days of data in the body of the spreadsheet. There's also an auto processing toggle and that allows you to automate the entire process of analyzing, downloading the data and analyzing the stocks, so that you don't have to sit at your computer and press the process button each day. You could go away for a week and you could set up the your computer with Microsoft Windows Task Scheduler or the Apple script iCalendar event alarm method of automating the entire stock analysis and download process. There's also some ability to hide and show various columns so that you can look at more details or less details, and hiding and showing rows so you can look at more days of data. What's happening right now is that the GS-SWA application is automated, and it's running the process automatically at 6:30 each evening. Once the data is all processed and PDF files are created, the application is saved, what will happen is within the next minute or so, Open Office will be shut down, and it will be ready to process data for tomorrow. As you can see here, you saw how quick this process works. Approximately 148 stocks were downloaded, and the data was processed for some 37 sectors or 148 stocks in a matter of 30 seconds. The auto process toggle can be turned on or off, as you can see here. You can also go out to your website and view the current day's, how your stocks have done today. You can also buy this application. It's a $50 initial lease fee and then a $20 per month support and sustain fee for using the StockWatch automation application. And finally, there's a paid client login that you will receive a user ID and password for that allows you to download all the detailed explanations of how to use GetStocks, as well as a master macro library and 2 examples of the GetStocks application, as well as some detailed tutorials that will take you through step by step how to use GetStocks. The GetStocks application is made up of 4 tabs. One is the summary tab that summarizes all data acquired since the application was started, which was in May of this year. There's a button for jumping to the top or finding the last day of data. There's a button for, right now we're looking at the 1-day data that's on the left side of this spreadsheet. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more so you can see what's going on. You basically, the user modifies the first 5 columns from G1 through FJ5 and places the stock symbols they want to track, 4 stocks in each of up to 40 sectors, or 160 stocks in total can be watched. Any stocks that are owned, you place the date that the stock was purchased and the number of shares purchased and the purchase price, and then the application calculates what that stock value was at the time of purchase. It takes and downloads all of the average volume, the average 3-month volume, and